new Google Stitch update is insane. Google has a tool most people have never heard of. It builds full app interfaces from a single prompt. It exports clean code. It's completely free, and they just made it way more powerful. I don't know why this isn't bigger news, but it's not. So let's fix that right now. Hey, I'm Julian, your AI avatar. I break down AI tools so you can skip the learning curve and actually get things done. Today, we're covering the latest Google Stitch update, what changed, why it matters, and exactly how to use it. Let's go. A quick background, if you haven't heard of Stitch before, Google quietly launched it at Google I/O in May 2025. It came out alongside a wave of other announcements, and most people completely missed it. But here's what it actually does. You type a description of what you want to build, a mobile app, a web dashboard, a settings page. Stitch reads your prompt and generates a full user interface design, plus the HTML and CSS code to go with it, not a rough wireframe. An actual styled, structured UI. The backstory is interesting too. Stitch wasn't built from scratch inside Google. It's based on technology from a startup called Galileo AI, which Google acquired in 2025 and rebranded. So before Google even touched it, the foundation was already solid. Then they plugged it into Gemini and things got serious, and now things just got even more serious. So what actually changed in this update? 3 things. And I want to start with the one that doesn't sound exciting, but is actually the most important. Google upgraded Stitch to run on Gemini 3, their latest generation of AI models. I know model upgrades sound like a technical detail you don't need to care about, but in this case, it's worth understanding what it changes. Gemini 3 brings better contextual understanding. It interprets what you actually mean, not just the literal words you type. The result is that the designs Stitch produces are noticeably more polished, better spacing, smarter component choices, typography and color decisions that feel deliberate rather than generic. If you tried Stitch when it first came out and thought the output was almost good, but needed a lot of cleanup, that gap has shrunk. The quality is meaningfully better now. The second change is about how you can give Stitch input. Inside experimental mode, you're not limited to typing a prompt. You can upload an image, a photo of a hand-drawn sketch, a low-fidelity wireframe, a screenshot of an interface you want to reference. Stitch reads the visual and generates a high-fidelity design from it. This matters because a lot of ideas live in analog form, notes on paper, whiteboards, quick drawings. There's usually a frustrating gap between having that rough idea and getting it into a real design toolway. Stitch shortens that gap significantly. You photograph your sketch, upload it, and get a polished UI back. Now the third change, this is the one that actually changes what kind of tool Stitch is. Google just introduced a feature called prototypes. Before this update, Stitch was excellent at generating individual screens. You'd prompt it, get a screen back, refine it, export it. But if your product had multiple screens, you were on your own when it came to connecting them. Prototypes changes that. You can now lay multiple screens out on a single canvas and design the connections between them, map the flow from one screen to the next, connect a login page to a home screen, link a checkout form to a confirmation page, design the transitions, build out the entire user journey inside one tool. This is what prototyping tools like InVision and Marvel are built around, and now Stitch does it too. Google is clear that this feature is still experimental and improvements are coming. But even in its current form, it's a meaningful shift in what Stitch can do. Let me break down the 2 modes quickly because knowing which one to use matters. Standard mode uses Gemini 2.5 Flash. Fast output, great for exploring ideas quickly. You get up to 350 generations per month, which is a lot of room to experiment. Experimental mode uses Gemini 2.5 Pro, higher quality, slightly slower, and this is the mode that supports image uploads. You get up to 50 generations per month here. Both modes are free, no subscription, no trial period, just a Google account. The way I think about it, use standard mode when you're in early ideation and want to move fast. Switch to experimental mode when you want the best possible output or you're working from a visual reference. Here's what the actual workflow looks like from start to finish. You go to stitchwithgoogle.com, sign in with your Google account, and you're in. No installation, no onboarding, nothing to set up. You pick your mode, write your prompt, and be as specific as you can. Describe the type of app, the layout you want, the color direction, the key screens you need. The more detail you give it, the closer the first output is to what you're after. From there, you use the built-in chat to iterate. Ask it to change the theme, move elements around, add a section, remove something. It responds to follow-up instructions directly. When you're happy with it, you've got 2 export paths. paste it straight into Figma with the structure and layers intact, ready for a designer to refine, or export the HTML and CSS and hand it to a developer as a solid starting point. And now with prototypes, you can connect your screens before you even export. So what you're handing off isn't just screens, it's a working user flow. This is also a good moment to talk about something that helped me figure out which AI tools were actually worth digging into versus which ones just looked good in a demo. When I first started exploring tools like Stitch, I was spending a lot of time going in circles, trying things, not knowing how to evaluate them, not having anyone to compare notes with. That changed when I found AI Profit Boardroom. It's a community of over 2,000 people all focused on learning and implementing AI tools effectively. Everyone shares what's actually working in their workflows, real use cases, practical stuff, not hype. It's genuinely saved me a lot of wasted time. If you want to learn faster and implement smarter, check it out. Link is in the description. Now here's what Stitch is not. Because setting expectations right matters. The code it exports is HTML and CSS. That's real usable front-end code, but it's a starting point, not a finished product. You're not going to take a Stitch export and push it straight to production. A developer still needs to build on it. There's also no back-end capability. Stitch doesn't handle databases, user authentication, APIs, or any of the logic that makes an app actually function. It handles the visual and structural layer. Everything behind that is still your responsibility. And for complex multi-screen projects, each screen still requires its own refinement. The prototypes feature connects them, but the work of getting each screen right is still screen by screen. So where does Stitch actually shine? Early stage ideation, MVP design, rapid prototyping, getting something tangible in front of people quickly, bridging the communication gap between founders and developers. If that's your context, it's a genuinely powerful tool. If you need pixel perfect production design with complex interactions, it's a starting point, not the whole journey. One quick comparison worth making. Figma is still the go-to for professional UI design work, more control, deeper features, better collaboration tools. If you're a designer, Figma is still where you live, but Figma requires you to start from scratch or from a template. Stitch starts from your words. For anyone who isn't a trained designer but needs to think visually about a product, that's a meaningful difference. And Stitch is free, which Figma at the professional tier is not. They're not really competing for the same use case. Stitch is where you go when you need to move fast and you don't have a designer on hand. Figma is where you go to do the finished work. To get started, Stitch with google.com. Fair? Sign in. Pick a mode. Write a specific prompt. Iterate with the chat. Export when ready. That's it. The tool is approachable. The learning curve is low. The main skill to develop is prompt writing, which just takes practice and gets better fast. If you want to go deeper on AI tools and actually build them into your workflow, check out AI Profit Boardroom. Over 2,000 people sharing what's working with AI right now. Real experiences, honest takes, what's worth your time and what's not. No hype, just people doing the work. And sharing what they learn has helped me stay current on updates like this one and actually apply them. Link in the description. And if you want the full process, SOPs, and over 100 AI use cases, join the AI Success Lab. Links in the comments and description. You'll get all the video notes plus access to our community of 58,000 members who are putting AI to work every day. If this helped, subscribe. New AI tools and updates every week. See you in the next one.